Let's start with a fat joke. Pete Hegseth has sent home some of the Texas National Guard because they are overweight. This completely ignores the fact that the commander-in-chief is morbidly obese, not just overweight, but he's so fat his stomach ends up going into Air Force One about 4.5 seconds before his legs do. If it was up to Hegseth, Winston Churchill would not have led the English through World War II because he was overweight. Hegseth doesn't have a goddamn clue what he's talking about. And when he says he's tired of seeing military people overweight, they're probably tired of seeing somebody with no brains as head of the Department of Defense who pretends he's playing at war. It's like a child in charge of Tonka toys or something. Meanwhile, speaking of fat, I always find it amazing when people say that the government is bloated and has too many people in it. How the heck does anybody know that? When they just say it, have they met the people who work at the post office, at Social Security, at the Federal Highway Traffic and Safety, at the FAA? Have they talked to those people? Do they know who they are? Do they realize that a very high percentage of them are ex-military that are trying to earn a decent wage? It goes on. And meanwhile, Trump and his billionaire friends fire people. They fire a whole bunch of people from CDC. And that idiot Vance said, well, every time you have a shutdown, you have glitches in the system. It wasn't a glitch in the system. It was some stupid decision that they had to backtrack because they're in trouble. And now we find out that significant parts of Texas are not vaccinated, and 150 children in South Carolina had to be kept home and isolated from school because they had been exposed to potentially measles from somebody. Oh, by the way, last week it was reported Trump had his update on the COVID vaccine. How about that? What's good for him isn't good for the rest of us. These people are so two-faced. It never stops. Meanwhile, with the government shut down, Steve Bessent, who has investments in Argentina, is transferring $20 billion of our tax money into Argentina. Instead of taking care of our poor, our needy, our disabled, our veterans, the people in the military, they're transferring our money to Argentina with a good bet that we're not going to get it back. They should be ashamed of themselves, but two-faced doesn't mean anything. Now, you'd find me hard-pressed to ever find anything to agree with Kash Patel on, but he was talking about investigating Antifa and George Soros and others. He always talks about investigating the radical left, never the radical right, never mind the Trump pardon the people on January 6th. He wants to investigate the people on the left, but what he said is, that I totally agree with, is follow the money, because when you follow the money, you can find out who's behind it. This is exactly why Senator Wyden from Oregon wants to follow the money from the Jeffrey Epstein accounts, but the Department of Treasury, that's Steve Bessent, won't release that. He won't let them follow the money. It makes you sore. The evidence piles up that that Trump is involved in this lock, stock, and barrel, and financially. In that regard, as I've said before, and I'll keep saying it, this shutdown has nothing to do with principles of healthcare spending. It has to do with protecting the Epstein files from becoming public. And one day what will happen is they'll burn the Epstein files, or they'll claim that there was a water leak and blame it on the Democrats. Those files need to be protected, because that's what's coming, is that type of bullshit lying that we've seen throughout this administration.